Hi, come on in if you'd like to have a seat. We are scrying for Capricorn today. If you want to come on in, see what your scroll has to say for shapes or symbols that speak. Bookmark style. Can't speak today apparently. We'll add on the spirit box and tarot and oracle to further support. Capricorns, thank you for joining me. More importantly, thank you for holding space for me to share my insights. And let's do this. Let's take a moment to release the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Capricorns, let's go. We'll tack on the spirit box here for Capricorn. Please, if you have any messages, we'll add a little afterlife to this auric atmosphere. If there's any Capricorns listening.
Curse.
Yeah, I'm seeing a tower, Capricorns. That kind of makes me feel like keep stumbling when I get to this space. Like I want to go in. I'm seeing baby rattles as well. So it might have been something from when you were young, or it could be a family line, something along that lines. But I'm seeing like witches' hats for simplicity's sake, and the towers are actually made of witches' hats. So there might have been something in the past, like I said, family or generational. It's coming to a head. It's coming to a head. And I want to say, Capricorns, if this is resonating, because you're the tower. You have been the one being built over lifetimes. And in an odd way, ancestors or previous people with maybe sensitivities or the same drive, discipline, this, that, or the other, have all been adding to this, to you. Because I believe in you, I believe in you, I believe in you. And this isn't to say that you're the one who has to break the curse. I just think that you have, and curse is a strong word. But if it resonates, it resonates. Maybe it's even like a black cloud or some sort. You have tools to defeat this on your terms, not necessarily releasing it from all the karmic ties of those before you or those after you that may make different choices and create different karma, good, bad, or ugly. But you yourself are going to be splitting ties with this. There's a sword in your back. And I don't mean like in the back, like you can draw it out, but it's come from a lot of different learnings. And it's interesting because I'm seeing the tower, that is you, this tower of power. And if you're resonating in that feeling of like, a little bit of a curse, lights, or
Jinn.
Yeah, like a family jinn, something along that lines. You've been like paralleling this in another lifetime, dimension, portal, etc. Yeah. You've been doing something in two different realms. It's like old school witchery is afoot. All right, Capricorns. I am seeing it something from a baby time. So if I can share this with you, like, so there's the Tower of Two. There it is in the center. See how there's two? And there's like the witch. And this is the sword. And I'm over here with the baby rattle and stuff. You were protected when you were a child. Capricorn, you were protected.
Janitor.
By an owl and a dragon. But there are still things. I'm seeing the owl specifically from Winnie the Pooh. Is he like a professor? So, and I'm being brought back to your Tower of Two, this holographic.
Karen.
You've been working in two different realms. This professor owl, a spirit animal, if I may, has been teaching you this.
Believe.
Like even in your dream realms. because they believe in you. It's like you've decided enough is enough. But
ceremony,
there might have been some sort of
farther,
the comic. Capricorns, I feel like there's sometimes some false happinesses, or you have a sense of humor about things
and,
to get through it. The womb, the animal, and the nectar. Okay, so we've talked about the animals from when you were a child. There's something about Capricorns, your birth of being, your birthright.
buy me coffee,
It's like,
inside,
I don't know if you can resonate with like your life force. Maybe it's why it's attracted this family entity, or if you're empathic in nature, like you'll attract, it's kind of like the narcissist and the empath, right? Like you'll attract broken people to actually try and help them to alleviate the threats that they may cause. But people are also attracted to you because you're like, your life force is elixir. Somehow your presence makes something sweeter. But some people drain you dry. Some people drain you dry. But you've always known on the sidebar that you're the queen bee or the king bee. Because you've been protected, though it doesn't always feel that way. Okay, I'm going to flip it because I feel like there's something happening in this parallel portal. Oh, Capricorns, if you're still with me. Okay, what are we adding on here? Okay. I want to see if I can share this with you. So see right here. It looks like the girl, I believe it's the spirit of the energy. I think it's in Flashdance, and she's like leaning against a chair, like she's dancing all around. Then she gets to this chair. I think it's like a quite famous cult classic, and then water pours all over her, and the whole kit and caboodle. This is it. From the womb, your spirit animals, this, that, or the other. Your humor that may help you has helped you along the way to protect your nectar. Being a queen or king bee. Breaking traditions, but respecting those. I think because it's something in a tradition that this has happened. An old tradition. So not all traditions are meant to be held with honor. Respect, release, perhaps. Okay. So I'm in this flash dance.
bracelet,
and there's something about releasing everything and just being cleansed of it because it's coming to a head. And because you've been working in like double landscapes, dreams, whatever the case may be, there's a wash. There's a wash of it. Okay, so there's also a trust fall. Capricorns, yeah, the trust fall. The sword that you have used, symbolically speaking, to defeat, to fight in any areas of your life that, okay, I feel like I don't need to explain it. You're also now like in this leaning back on this chair flash dance style, one of those peg legs, if not something another, that sword becomes part of this trust fall. Like that's how strong this is, to believe in you, believe in you, believe in you. Trust, 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 trust. Where when you were a child and the dragon and the owl curved over you like an umbrella to protect you, almost like your shield, like your spiritual shield. In this transformation and crossing over this threshold, they become active and work with you, almost like a tail. And now this dragon can like see not so much ahead, but kind of covered like 360, and the owl works with the dragon, and it's like they exchange information. I almost feel like this is like higher self aspects coming together, archetypes, because they're trying to ward off danger that may try and out of previous past to present cycles that have worked themselves out. It takes time to detox from them, detoxing from the drama. So they're kind of like on alert, so that the human aspect of us, the what is actually comfortable, that we feel that we have control in, even though we might complain, we don't fall back into, because we did defeat it. And it's almost like a disbelief. We defeated this? Yes, you did. Yes, you have. Okay, Willow of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, spirit of the river moving forward. This is that flash dance feeling, and it all just like whoosh, comes pouring down on you, Capricorns. I too is a Capricorn, so I am heeding.
Good morning.
Good morning. Spirit of the Fates. There's a new story being written with the Feast of Plenty, and look at all those swords in there. You can trust. There is
Maybe.
a harmony of
Frustrated.
what may be within you, an
Stress.
understanding of
Talk to me.
good and evil. If you have any messages for Capricorns, please feel free. Please feel free to shout them out. Okay, who are these beings here in the middle? Flowing river. Again, spirit of the river, a movement towards adventure. This is a higher elevation of water feeling. You know, like there's radar detectors. I'm seeing like water detectors. And it's inspiring me to recall, and I can't remember who said it.
How?
Say somebody who's sensitive or very empathic in nature, and they'll walk into a room, right? And you will look for, like, scope the room for the safest place to sit, maybe in a corner or off to this. It doesn't matter, right?
Feeling.
But people do that out of a reaction or coping mechanism to discern what threats are about, right? And to find a safe place for their energy to be. What I'm seeing is, though that is a way that may, say maybe you're going to a gathering and you do that for the totality, you might do that to kind of set your energy, and you sacrifice a particular essence about yourself. But what I'm seeing is something coming out, and
Strange.
now
Pleasure.
you can move about like water and river
Buy me coffee.
through the people. And you're no longer held.
Lady,
This isn't about
light.
introvert, extrovert stuff and personality. This is about energy, if that makes sense. Great mystery and spirit
Pray.
keeper of the East. Thank you, guys. One moment. It's like the radio thing. I have to turn down the radio to see better. We'll turn you back on in two moments. There's something on that horizon east. There's a foundation in the future that hasn't been built yet because it didn't exist before. It couldn't exist before until you were born. Some part of you was born, jeweled web connectivity. Because you're connected to a bigger story. But in your part of the story, Capricorn, you're like, I'm freeing myself from the story, perhaps. And nature is with you. Nature is with you. I'm going to keep going through your Rorschach here before we get ready to close. I'm seeing a chariot that's very steampunk style with a clown horn. Honk, 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 honk. And it's incredible how intricate this whole thing is. And it's actually like a chariot made of land. You're driving it now. And you might think you're going uphill. You might feel like you're going uphill, but you're not. You actually have momentum from the past, right? There is momentum from the past coming up. And it's like you're going to skyrocket to where your spirit in the sky, to where your spirit is, to like recalibrate this dark and the light, the shadow and the shine. You are coming there. You are, and this aspect of you knows. They're preparing for you. They've actually, like, something about smoke signals, like sending you out. Maybe it's in different people, places, or things, like positive triggers to be like, yes, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. If something doesn't feel well or doesn't connect,
silly.
Not all things are meant for your attention. Keep an eye out for those that, I know you can't see that. Dance with lies, anyway. Dance with lies. Maintain your honor.
Virgo.
Your honor. Because that's where you're heading in this steampunk.
Horn.
If you can see it in there, there's the horn, honk honk. I love it. Okay, Capricorn's getting ready to close out here at the Shaman Oracle. If there's any other messages you may have for Capricorns as a shout out. These being in the centers, I apologize if they got away from me. You know what it's like? Yeah, I can be silly sometimes. Maybe Capricorn's letting off some steam sometimes to actually release the pressure of like coal that you've burnt off from the past, especially when flipping it. There's the whole potential, dramatically a curse or a djinn or something like that. Something about letting off some steam. There's an ability, I don't know if it's with some Capricorns, all Capricorns, or in the collective, that it feels like you can, it's like that room thing. Project your energy out to maneuver. So the seen version of you is doing this, and the unseen version is doing something else. This isn't in a adolescent way of, I'm projecting my energy in the dream state or astral, etc., or even in very physical. This is conscious. It's like magician vibes. I am able to do two things at once while residing in one plane. I can play in two, and it brings me back to that Tower of Two parallel portals because they're coming together. And whether this is your shadow, your shine, the curse to the blessings, however you want to play these polarities that have been characters in your story, you, Capricorn, are bringing them together, releasing some sort of what appears to be some infinite cycle. There's also, so in Alice in Wonderland, thank you, my buttons keep thing. In Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon, I believe it's a walrus. Yes, he is a walrus. And there's part of the landscape that might have like two moons or two suns or something like that. Yeah, I think so. There's a large walrus, almost like an emperor watching over you. I'm hearing, if I'm being very honest, I'm hearing like the money man, the money walrus. Something about making money. The Two of Swords. Oh. So it's like this coming together. If there's been, because of this family djinn or ways that one has been navigating raw realities, you're actually going to be unbinding something. Look at that. Emperor and the Walrus. Fantastic. This is what you're doing. Oh. So if you've been feeling like there's been a bind, curse, and that's been affecting your money, or perhaps a relationship if that's your currency as well, or any other element of your currency, your time, it felt restraint. You know those swords I was talking about earlier? Like, they're floating around your aura there. Like, I feel like you can pick up different swords, shapes, and sizes. Now I'm seeing it as though you can like close your eyes, as you may have at some point in time, or could project yourself into a time and place where you were blindfolded, bound, and you felt like you couldn't move for one reason or another. Choices, this, that. And now it's like you go full samurai style, and you're like, okay, like you're in training, and you project back into yourself, into that moment, or into the present moment. If it happens and triggers you, positively or negatively, you transform it to positive. You're like, okay, feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. Then I'm going to utilize my other senses. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to remember that I have options. And I might feel like I don't, but I do. And then whatever Capricorn, it's like you're deciding in that moment. It's like you do something really quickly. And then you're like, and then the blindfold, like slices off, and you're like. So if anyone or anything, anywhere, at any time, in any timeline of any story, family story, this, that, or the other, has tried to blindfold you, it's coming to a head. Because you have been training for this your whole life. One portion of you. I don't want to give it any more than it needs to be, at least how I'm feeling it. This is just one aspect. Pelican might mean something to someone as well. I'm seeing trees on top of a hill. And a very large person, place, or thing. And almost like if it was a bat signal, but you would be motioning a big light. And almost like seeing it like Hollywood lights. I don't know why Hollywood lights came in. Where and from this unblinding of oneself, the feast comes in, it's not a new story. You're just like, new chapter. And you're going to look for opportunities that serve you. And even from that shine, if other people notice, you'll have like really good discernment. And again, I kind of want to say, Capricorns, if you don't know already, not everyone who steps forward to you is an opportunity. It may be more of an opportunity for them. And you have to discern, if I step into this, am I more of a story in their, or a character in their story to help their chariot chug along? Like chitty chitty bang bang? And I feel like Capricorns are coming into a place of, I'll take a moment to think about it, but I kind of want to pursue with my personas, it's like the word's not even invented yet. That's how that feels. It's not even invented yet. Capricorns, you might be doing something that with the Hollywood sign coming through and this light that is going to put you in the spotlight. If you're not already in the spotlight, I feel like you have been in the spotlight, but you shy away from it. There's that introvert, extrovert thing again. come to life, painting. And I'm seeing a movie where it's like all in black and white and then it moves to color. It's not Wizard of Oz, it's a different movie. That thing you do. Every time doing that thing you do. Yeah. Okay, Capricorns, whatever that thing is that you do, that you're working towards, that you've also been training for your whole life. Like, this is how many stories, sub-stories, tales that you've had going on at the same time. And this is why, like, the attention was on you in relation to possibly this old witchery afoot. Old witchcraft. The jinn, sorry if sorry, it's gone, turned off. Because contrary to what you may think, I feel like you've always believed in it. Believed in yourself too. I'm also seeing a wishbone. Focus on the light as you're coming to life. Relax the hold of darkness and beat cause. Okay, Capricorns, we're going to leave it there because I feel like I've rambled on and I've taken up way too much of your time. This is that coming into, if I didn't show it before there, that's your spirit in the sky. You're coming to life, that's your light. And not because you didn't have light before. You always had light, but you were using it. You were using it to protect yourself. You had to use it like fuel, like your light was fuel. And now you're going to be able to like hold it up, be like, yeah, flash dance, psh, new beginning. All right, Capricorns. I feel like that was a very wild ride of a reading. Thank you very much for being my muse. I'm always so grateful and honored and for your patience as I do create things in your name and essence to explore your aura and for the readings and the time that comes through. But Capricorns, until next time, thank you.